Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on a roll. Second video this morning. There's a song by Frank Zappa. It's called "I Am the Slime," and it starts off like it's pretty like the music is done. It's pretty dark music, but it starts off. I don't remember the whole words, but I'm going to start off with just telling us that, folks, you are amazing. We are amazing as human beings. The fact that the majority of us have our faculties. We can talk, we can speak, and we can think, and we can do stuff. Right? In fact, it's so taken for granted. I love civilization. Don't you think that our point of view, the place, the vantage point where we sit, and have an overview of life, and then we comment on it like we are the gatekeepers of knowledge. Like we sit there with the arrogance and we just think like, wow, we are. But we forget something, folks, that millions of people, not thousands, millions of people paid a price so that you and I can be where we are, wherever you are. People paid a price to be. People sacrificed, people gave up. And you can say and you can judge, and you will notice when we observe how. Have you ever had a beautiful steak? Absolutely amazing steak. Just cooked to the right temperature, melts in your mouth. For those of you that put a little bit of butter on it, just to give it a little edge, or salt and pepper, but it just melts in your mouth. Awesome, isn't it? Folks, if I ask you to describe that, and I'm describing that same steak, folks, the moment and intensity, but someone paid a price to put that steak on my table. It didn't come for nothing, folks. There's always and always will be forerunners. The people that have gone before us so that we can live in this place called privilege. Now, often people will measure privilege based on materialistic goods. And I get that. I do that all the time. The challenge is if that becomes your belief system, like you're entitled. You're not entitled to shit, folks. The only thing that we're entitled to, now get me, the only thing we're entitled to is life. And even that is a short gift. I didn't ask to be born. And I'm going to use that. That's going to be one of my things, folks. I didn't ask to be born. And my heart takes, and there's medical, but we're not talking about the sick. Okay, folks, don't get off the, if you want to go and say, yeah, but then please don't listen to me. Just move on. Because I feel about this. But, folks, we were born. And I realized opinions are like, everyone's got an opinion. And everyone is bullying us to believe in their opinion, right? And so, I come back to the slime, because that was what I started. And so Frank Zappa starts with, says, I'm gross and perverted. I'm obsessed and deranged. I've existed for years, but very little has changed. I'm the tool of the government, destined to rule and regulate you. I might be vile and malicious, but don't look away. And then it goes on. I don't remember the whole words. And it says, and you will, and it says, and the garbage I will feed you. The garbage I will feed you. And so that's what's happened, folks. If you're just opening up your heart, your mind, and your soul to the media, to this invasion of media attention, and then that becomes your reality, folks, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to twist you. And so what you're going to do is extract yourself from the media and say, is this true? And remember, A friend of mine always used to say to me, and I believe that there's a lot of truth in that. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a potential for fire, or there's fire. And so, guys, ladies, gentlemen, you see now in this day and age where everyone is grappling with identity and discovering, hey, I'm this and I'm that. I'm not saying that's wrong or right. What I am saying is, folks, don't ever. You see, I think this is what the challenge is. Is like if you say I'm a lawyer, then you act like a lawyer, you are a lawyer, and you do stuff like a lawyer. You know what I mean? Or if you say you're a plumber, I'm a plumber. No, I'm Colin that happens to practice law. I'm Colin that happens to do plumbing. Does it make sense? You see, when you define what you do, then that becomes your construct. So we are human beings. We have to start off with that basic premise. Say, I'm a human being. Oh, I happen to be I happen to have male characteristics, or I happen to have female characteristics. You know, we forget, folks, and we wonder why we are a little challenged. Is like, and I'm going to use the Bible as my reference book, because I've checked around and I've looked at other books and I'm thinking like, nah. This is what I want to do. I want to do the Bible. The Bible makes sense to me. Now, if you don't like the Bible, it offends you, then you know what the cool part about this thing is? You just stop the video and you don't have to watch. That's the freedom. That's the beauty. That's the sweet spot. Anyway, coming back to human beings. I am a human being with male characteristics. A physiology, we're talking. And a woman. So the Bible says that God made man and he like puts him on the floor. It's just a piece of clay. And then what happens is he breathes his spirit in him and he's alive. And then he says it's not good for man to live, to be alone. Now that's offensive. And I can get that. And if it's offensive, what you going to change it? You change it, then I'll come to your party. And I'm not talking, you see, this is the thing. We think we change with our mouth. But if we just say something, then it becomes true. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole movement of stuff, there's an element of which we say, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen, folks. I've tried to walk on water. It hasn't worked for me yet. There's many things that I do. But one thing I do know is that I didn't ask to be born, and I didn't ask to be made. So here I am as a male, with male physiology. I've got beard, etc., no hair, but I like it. And then ladies are made the same way, you see. And then what happens is, as we start to go through life, some men enjoy playing guitar. Some men like football. Some men like ballet. You see, so then what we do is we say, this is who I am. And it's not wrong, it's just different, folks. And then woman. You see, and then all of a sudden the woman gets up or a man gets up and says, hey, I like that man. I like another man. You see? And so the Bible, when you read the Bible and you start putting morality on it, I think that's the challenge. I'm just using the Bible as just like a reference book. You see, then we start to get moralistic, morals, like, stealing is wrong, this is wrong because God said so. And I think about it, I think like, why did God say it's wrong to kill someone? And it's just kind of like weird, isn't it? Like, who does God think he is? Don't kill someone. And then you take it down to its common denominator. So say now you're in love with someone. You like think they're the bomb. Like what? They are just they're the person, man. You come in your heart, you get the giddy up, and it's exciting. And then what happens? Some knucklehead comes in with a gun or a knife and kills the person that you love. That's not right. Why? Who made right and wrong, you see? Or someone walks into your house and says, hey, listen, so what am I trying to say here in that thing here? So you read the Bible, says don't kill. Well, kind of like, it makes kind of like sense not to kill people. You see? Kind of makes sense. Stealing, I just don't want you to take my stuff. You see what I'm saying is? And this is, I want us to remember this, folks. This is baseline stuff, folks. This is stuff that we live with it every day. We remind ourselves and says we judge others. We judge the world by the actions. How dare you behave that way? How dare you do that? I would never do that. We judge others by their actions. We judge ourselves by intent. Because we're so cute, right? No, folks. If we're going to judge, let's not have a duality of standards. Just be nice. And then the Bible talks about love God, love others, and love yourself. Man, that's so really? That's complicated. So we just love. And we look at human beings. And we look at the diversity of life. And we say, yeah, it's diverse. We love it. And some are going to make money, and some are not going to make money. Some are going to be born in privilege. I was not born as the son of the Queen of England. I just wasn't. I was born in South Africa. It's a couple that, in the moment of passion, here I am. You see, I didn't ask. But yet we're going to blame. I blame my mother and father. I mean, it's ludicrous. You know what, folks? Eventually, it's going to come to the point where we blame our parents for conceiving us. Isn't that weird? I mean, that's what it's boiled down to. It's somebody else's fault. We have a whole freaking legal system to sue, to fight for my rights. Man, I feel about this, hey.